when COVID first started, it was like, first I didn't believe it. I'm hearing, we're hearing all these stories about all these people dying.
Yeah.
And I was, in my mind, I'm saying, I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Mr. Kenzie, sorry to tell you, you got COVID.
Right.
It made more sense to me to go ahead and get the vaccination to put some kind of protection on myself.
That's right.
And hopefully that it would protect people that's coming in out of my place.
That's right.
And not only that, if I get vaccinated, then I can show them that it's not all what you guys think it is. That fear, you got to get over the fear.
It's 2021, over a century since the Spanish flu. Research and discovery continues to allow us the newest technology for development of vaccines against diseases. We have polio, diphtheria, measles, mumps, meningitis, chickenpox, hepatitis, rubella, tetanus. And now, due to the latest technology with messenger RNA and from the devastation of COVID-19, a vaccine for COVID-19 was developed at record pace. Dr. Corbett was at the forefront in the development of the Moderna vaccine. But what was this novel coronavirus that caused us to shut down businesses and schools and shelter in place? What was this virus that was spreading around the world, killing so many people? SARS-CoV-2 is the coronavirus that caused the COVID-19 pandemic. SARS-CoV-2 is not the first coronavirus, and COVID-19 is not the world's first pandemic, but it is the only pandemic that impacted the world far beyond the disease. Science, clinical care, conflicted with politics, propaganda, disinformation, and conspiracy theories, all that spread as fast as the COVID-19 virus. So much was unknown. So many unanswered questions about the validity of the virus, the validity of the vaccine, so much confusion, yet so much clarity on the state of Black and Brown communities during this pandemic. Our mandated stillness revealed to the world what we already knew, what we experienced. According to Dr. Bernstein from Harvard University, pandemics like COVID reveal in the most painful way what we need to fix in the world. Sheltering in place was different in different neighborhoods.
So when COVID first hit, I think I was finishing the end of senior year. This time I was living in a shelter, and it's like, in the shelter, you eat on your time, you sleep on your time. It's not like you can get up when you want to. I didn't have that space and availability like everybody else. I couldn't go in my room and just get away from my siblings if I wanted to. Like the room was from like right here to like right here. Like imagine living in a room like that with just your siblings. Like all the siblings in here. Like imagine being in a room with your siblings that is like that, just that big.
Crowded multi-generational households increase virus exposure, stress and anxiety, so families are without healthy living and learning spaces. An anti-racist world movement began when it was revealed during the pandemic the disproportionately high rates of morbidity and mortality from COVID-19 in Black and Brown neighborhoods, the hidden atrocities of concentrated urban poverty, socioeconomic immobility, low educational attainment, and blatant social injustices. The Center on the Developing Child from Harvard University states, the structural legacies of racism and other cross-sectional traumas may be linked to the levels of chronic stress that increase susceptibility to the kinds of health impairments that result in greater risk of harm from COVID-19. Another professor from Harvard University states, the rapid spread of COVID among communities of color is not because race or ethnicity is a risk factor for disease spread. Racism, not race, is the risk factor for spread. There is profound mistrust, historically and present, that has led to reluctance to vaccinate, reluctant to seek hospital care.
My reason being why I don't get the shot is because, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, I don't want nothing foreign put in my body, and I don't want to be another test dummy, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be another experiment. Black people have been experiments long enough, and I'm choosing not to be another one.
With COVID-19 cases rising, homelessness magnified, domestic and neighborhood violence surged during sheltering in place. So community and collaborative partners came together to help lift the community. We delivered food and other essentials to the community's most vulnerable. We were trustworthy, so the community would respond to vaccinations. We modeled what is asked of the community, and with trusted leaders, while providing encouragement and support, we delivered and donated masks to those in need to help mitigate the spread of COVID-19. And we listened to learn from community, their concerns, their fears, their hesitancy.
Then months later, I ended up catching COVID myself. So for me to catch COVID, I thought I was gonna die. I literally thought it was not real. It was real. I caught COVID and I had to be admitted in the hospital. I had to stay. It took more than I expected for me, because I just prior to all of this, I had lost death of my mom and father. And so to lose my husband and then me to get COVID and my kids to get COVID, it was just wiping me out. At that time, you do come depressed.
We created safe spaces for youth to talk and release stress and anxiety, magnified by social isolation during COVID-19. We found innovative ways to continuously learn, and we created quiet spaces for mental and physical health. We supported youth so they have the freedom to just be kids. Continue to stay COVID-19 educated, the signs and symptoms mitigation methods. Find local testing and vaccination sites and know some warning signs for COVID-19 that need emergency medical care. Trouble breathing, persistent pain or pressure in the chest, new confusion, inability to wake or stay awake, pale gray or blue colored skin, lips, or nail beds, depending on skin tone. Understand that the Delta variant, a highly contagious SARS-CoV-2 virus strain, spreads faster than the original SARS-CoV-2 virus. It's been over a year and a half, and the number of COVID cases are rising uncontrollably, and we continue to lose so many family and friends. Vaccinate so you can protect yourself and others. Vaccinate so you can participate. And while you take care of your physical health, continue to minimize stress and anxiety by finding your calm. This also helps to maintain overall health and wellness. Now more than ever, we must continue to work together toward building healthy communities. Neighborhood Wellness Foundation, together toward health.